Now here, we are talking about the evacuations of Indonesians from Gaza, and joining us in the studio is Dr. Arif Rahman here with us. Dr. Arif Rahman has been at the forefront of humanitarian efforts, particularly in the current critical situation involving evacuations of Indonesians from Gaza. As we delve into the dialogue, we aim to gain valuable insights into challenges faced, strategies, and overall humanitarian mission led by Mercy. Mercy is Medical Emergency Rescue Committee. And thank you for joining us right here, Dr. Arif Rahman.
Our pleasure.
A pleasure is all mine. Now, in a short words, can you describe what is Mercy and what do you do there, Dr. Arif?
Yeah, Mercy Medical Emergency Rescue Committee is one of leading NGO from Indonesia that works globally. So we start our work in 1999, and we are an organization specialized to send aid in the means of medical medical aid and medical team around the globe.
Okay. How many members are there today? Since 1999 until today is 2023.
We call our member as volunteers.
Okay.
So there's no exact number.
Okay.
But when there's emergency, there's disaster, there's conflict, usually the volunteer will come to our office and offering their service to our office.
Lastly, for short, the volunteers, are they Indonesians only or it's global, worldwide? Everybody can join into Mercy.
Indonesian only, but we have also foreign branch in Germany, and the others in the Gaza Strip, inside Gaza Strip.
Okay, so in Germany and Gaza Strip.
Yes.
Thank you for mentioning that, Dr. Arif. Now, let's get into the evacuations of Indonesians from Gaza talk. Dr. Arif, could you elaborate on the current situation in Gaza and the urgency behind the evacuation of Indonesians?
Yeah, I believe inside Gaza Strip, at least there are 5 Indonesian citizens.
Okay.
3 of them are our volunteers, and the rest 2 are other Indonesian working for their own NGOs. And also they already married with the Gazan and living with their families.
Okay.
So the current situation in Gaza is getting worse every day. Nowadays the Israelis start to cut off the electricity, the waters, and the borders around Gaza still closed. So nobody ends, and there's no international aid can go inside Gaza. So the situation is getting worse day by day.
So it's getting worse day by day since the 7th of October until today. It's 17th of October.
Yes. It's already 10 or 11 days.
10 or 11 days. Thank you for mentioning that. Now, viewers, as you can see, as we are talking about the evacuations of Indonesians from Gaza, you can see the visuals of Gaza right there on TVRI World Breaking News. Now, you mentioned about 5 Indonesians on the Gaza Strip. Now, can you shed a light on specific challenges faced by the Mercy volunteers currently in Gaza, namely Reza Aldila Kurniawan, and then Fikri Rofiul Haq, and Farid Zanzabil? Are those names correct?
Yes. Our organization already instruct them to stay inside Gaza Strip, not to evacuate to Egypt, to Cairo, with regard by the order of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Okay.
You know that the situation inside Gaza is different with other conflict area around the world.
Okay.
So when the Israelis said that the people of Gaza, North Gaza, had to evacuate to the south, it doesn't necessarily mean that the Israeli guarantee the safety during the evacuation.
Okay.
So it's highly possible when you evacuate to the south or even to the Cairo, to Egypt, you will get raped during the trips. So that's why after some years of experience in Gaza, we decided that the safest place inside Gaza is near the hospital compound. So since our guest house, our base operational, just inside the hospital compound, we decided for our volunteers to stay there and waiting for the next instruction from Jakarta.
Okay, so those 3 names that I've mentioned right there is staying inside the Gaza Strip at the moment, not evacuating?
No.
Okay.
No.
Because that is safer for them to be in that way.
We believe so.
Okay. Thank you for mentioning that. So they are staying inside and they are safe at the moment, is it?
Yeah.
Dr. Arif, okay. Now, what contingency plans have been put in place for the safety and well-being of the Mercy volunteers in case the conditions in Gaza escalate further, in case it gets worse, Dr. Arif?
Our volunteers report that now the people in the neighborhood of the hospital start to evacuate to the hospital compound.
Okay.
So people coming into the hospital.
Yes.
There are several factors that to motivate the people. First, there's no electricity in the neighborhood.
Yes.
Second, there's no water. So they think that the hospitals still have the electricity. They
Yes.
still have the hospitals still have the water. So they think that the hospital is the safest location.
Okay.
But again, the food and other stores are already closed.
Okay, all closed.
All closed now. So now they in need for food for their children, for themselves. Okay.
Okay.
And then the situation will be getting worse if again the aid from outside Gaza cannot enter in the this day in the last day.
Yes, and at the moment, are the aids outside Gaza cannot enter the Gaza Strip, or they still can't enter at this current moment, as far as you know?
They still cannot.
Okay.
The international aid already waiting at the Rafah border.
Okay.
But the Egypt authority still refused to open the Rafah border. The news keep changing.
Okay.
Yesterday, there's news telling that the Rafah border will be open for hours, but until last night, there's no opening.
Okay.
And today, we also received that the Rafah border will be open for the humanitarian teams and aid to come inside Gaza, but there's still no activity that result in opening of the border.
Okay, so at the moment we are talking, there's still no news about opening the border, the Rafah border.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, regarding the humanitarian team and aid deployment to Gaza, can you provide details on the composition of the team? I mean, their expertise and their main goals of this mission.
Yeah. This team will be a surgical team.
Okay.
It means that the main composition are the surgical orthopedics,
Okay.
General surgeon,
Okay.
also the general practitioner, the nurse for the operating theaters, and also the important things is logistician.
Yes.
Because usually we don't bring all of our logistic from Jakarta.
Okay.
But rather than we fly to Cairo and we buy all the necessary there, and then from Cairo the team will travel to Rafah. Approximately it's 5 to 6 hours by car.
Okay.
To Rafah borders.
Okay.
So the plan is to go to the Gaza Strip and work in the Indonesian hospital.
Yes.
To replace the medical worker who now are burned out because they are already worked from the 10 days before.
Yes. So the team brings the aid from Cairo to the Rafah border, but since they cannot enter right now, it cannot be done. Is that true, Dr. Arif?
Yeah. The situation currently usually is like this.
Yes.
Before the Rafah, there's a city, small town known Al Aris.
Okay, Al Aris.
So many humanitarian team
Yes.
will lodge at the Al Aris.
Okay.
So in the morning after breakfast, they will go to Rafah border,
Yes.
looking for the opportunity for the border to open to enter the Gaza Strip. But if failed, they will go back to Al Aris.
Okay.
And it's like that in every day.
Every day. Oh.
Every day. The team, the logistics. So in the morning, the team and the logistics will be in a long queue.
Yes.
In the front of the Rafah border.
Yes.
But afternoon and in the dusk, they will go to Al Aris again.
Yes.
Because north of Egypt
Yes.
also still not safe in the 2018 and 19, the ISIS has a fight with the authority, with the military. So the Egypt authority declared that Al-Aris to Rafah is military area.
Okay, thank you for mentioning that. So they are, every day they are keep going back, checking the borders. If it's still closed, they're going back to Al-Aris, is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, how does the team led by Farid Talib plan to contribute to the medical and humanitarian assistance for war victims in Gaza?
Again, in the team, we separate the work, medical and non-medical.
Okay.
The
teams, right?
Yes, the medical team led by the doctor will work at the hospital, and the non-medical team will work to the people at the North Gaza or even entire Gaza Strip. Yes. For the people, I mean for the victim, we will look what necessary activity needed at that time. We will also work with the local NGOs. Yes. So we will make some program, or they will offer their program to us, and then we will finance their program. So the program will be benefit for the people in Gaza.
Okay. So that is one of the help addition from Mercy, right?
Yeah.
To help the NGOs also.
Yeah.
To bring support. Okay. Now, Dr. Arif, could you share insights into the Phase 3 development plan for the Indonesian hospital in Gaza, especially the construction of the specialist clinic?
Yeah, Indonesian hospital consists of emergency department, and in the emergency department, we also have the outpatient clinic. Okay. And when the situation escalates into crisis, usually the patient, the victim, will roam around the hospital, and they will block the outpatient clinics. Okay. So the outpatient clinic will function as collapse, since the patient who seek the routine medication cannot enter the outpatient clinic. Okay. The doctor also will prioritize the patient at the emergency. So the as the result, the outpatient will be closed. Okay. So with that, we think to separate this function, this service, from the Indian hospital across the road. So there's empty land across the road, and the Ministry of Health already agree with our proposal. So we will build the Phase 3 of this hospital into the outpatient clinic. You mentioned the specialty clinic. Yes. So I call it integral comprehensive clinic. Okay. Since it's will consist the specialty clinic, subspecialty, and other service that will support the outpatient clinic. Yes.
So it's good to know that Mercy team already have the situation. If things get escalated, you have the ways to do that, to measure that.
Yeah.
So thank you for mentioning that, Dr. Arif. Now, in what ways does Mercy Indonesia envision the assistance and facilitation by the Indonesian Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the government in ensuring the prompt departure of humanitarian team to Gaza?
Well, politically, the Gaza is under the jurisdiction of our embassy in Jordan, and Palestine. Since Gaza is part of the Palestine, so Gaza is part of the jurisdiction of the embassy in Jordan and Palestine.
Jordan and Palestine, both. Okay.
Yeah, but since if we want to travel to Gaza, the road we choose are from Egypt, Cairo, because we avoid to cross by the Israeli line.
Yes, of course. So because it's dangerous, right?
Dangerous, the permit, etc., etc. Okay. So the safest and the comfortable ways to go inside Gaza is through Egypt. Okay. So the but to enter Gaza, you also need special permit, like security permit. Okay. From Egypt, from Israeli, and before that you cannot go there.
Okay. So it took lots of
because there's so many checkpoints. Okay. Especially from Al-Aris to Rafah, there's so many checkpoints, military checkpoints. So without that paper, you cannot go to the Rafah border. So we rely on our government, especially our embassy staff at the Cairo, to coordinate with the security in the Cairo, so we can have our permit, our document, so we can go to Gaza, to Rafah.
Okay, it is interesting to know, Dr. Arif, how far does the team can get the permit? In how many days usually, as far as you know?
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. Okay,
Nobody knows.
It could be a week and a month, is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Even they can even reject your proposal without notice what cause they reject your proposal for entering Gaza.
Without any cause, even though you're a member of NGO or a member of Mercy.
You know, whenever we go to the disaster or conflict area abroad, we always go to the embassy asking for their visa with the purpose of humanitarian work, not tourist, not business. So it's clear. If the visa issue, it's clearly said our purpose of visit to the area as a humanitarian team.
Okay.
Okay. Why? Because we have a bad experience during 2010 when several citizens of Indonesia was coming with the Mavi Marmara mission.
Okay.
In Turkey.
In 2010.
2010, yes, correct. Because they're using tourist passport, tourist visa.
Oh, it's a different approach.
Yeah, when the situation is out of control, you're taken by the security, asking your passport, and you know your visa is not humanitarian.
But a tourist visa instead.
It will be troublesome.
Okay, so that is one of the measures in 2010. Now they have, escalate the measures of the borders.
Yeah. So again, for safety precaution, we always make our visa for our emergency team or our humanitarian team as humanitarian purpose. Yes.
Okay. Thank you for mentioning that, Dr. Arif. Now, we're talking about diplomatic measures. What diplomatic measures are being taken to navigate potential challenges and to ensure the safety and effective execution of this humanitarian mission?
Well, again, I appreciate what our Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mrs. Retno Marsudi, already told to push the Israeli to have a ceasefire with Hamas.
Okay.
Because without ceasefire, situation is getting worse. Again, the medical workers need some rest.
Okay.
If the fight continues, the casualties still getting increase, and it will be a disaster for the hospital or even for the entire Gaza Strip. So ceasefire is necessary right now.
Okay.
And also opening the border is necessary for now.
Okay.
So the people inside Gaza, they can have their time to recover.
Yes. So ceasing fire and also opening the border strip.
Yes.
That is very important at the current situation. Now, how about the Indonesian community right here in Jakarta, Indonesia? As you mentioned, since October the 7th until today, for 10 days, they have not been receiving any foods or water or supplies or any kind. How can we help here in Jakarta to support these humanitarian efforts in Gaza, Dr. Arif?
Yes, civil society already speak out their condemn and also their support for the Palestinian, and I think it's the same with around the global. In every big city around the countries, they also speak out the same voice to support the Palestinian. I believe this will reach the authority, the political person, so they will take at least step back. So the humanitarian aid can work to recover for Gaza people, and the victims could be treated with the best condition.
Okay. So right now, at the moment, it's best that we support and give our voices to the world, so that they there in Gaza Strip are aware of it.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Now, Dr. Arif, lastly, What message would you like to convey to Indonesian people and the international community regarding the significance of this evacuation and humanitarian mission in Gaza, Dr. Arif?
That's hard because
It is hard. It is hard.
Well, the situation is like a roller coaster with up and down, you know.
Yeah.
And it's very, very hard. You know, I feel like a broken heart. Knowing our volunteers and also people in Gaza could do nothing.
Yes.
And also we here and the community, international community, also could do nothing.
Could do nothing. That is true.
Even to open the border, they have to wait.
Yes.
And it might be that the only instruction needed now is from the United States to tell the Egypt open the border.
Yes.
And it will be open. Maybe.
Okay, maybe. That is one way.
Yeah, because in the news it's contrary.
Yeah.
The United States authorities said the Rafah will open.
Yes.
But the Egypt said no, the Rafah still closed.
Okay.
So it's still there is something wrong.
Yes.
And as a Muslim, we only can pray the best for our brother, sister in Gaza.
Yes.
We pray for our leader, for them to work because they have their responsibility, and for the world leader not to think only political but also humanitarian.
Yes. Thank you so much for mentioning that. For the world leaders to not think about just the diplomatics but the humanitarian side. So thank you, Dr. Arif Rahman, for being here.
Thank you again.
As a member of Mercy from the Medical Emergency Rescue Committee, that is our talks about evacuations of Indonesians from Gaza. We'll be back with more updates about Gaza crisis. Stay tuned right here only on Breaking News.